In this episode, we will look at the Photon 400w portable flash with a battery pack. Now it comes in a very nice case like this, and it's got a carry handle and a sling, so it's very easy to carry around. It is heavy. If we open it up, you will find on the inside your battery. Now this is the heavy part, but it's got a sling so that someone can carry it over their shoulder. And you're going to find your flash head. I'm just going to put this on the tripod. And then I'm going to connect this to the battery. Now we will look at the battery in a few seconds, or actually all the settings on this thing in a few seconds. Inside the box as well is your recharger, and then a sync cable and a carry handle. So if you don't have a tripod with you, you can have someone basically walk with this thing. They sling the battery over their shoulder and they walk with the light like this, and then you can tell your assistant, okay, move to left, move to right. And it's easy to do that way as well. Also in the box is a very, very nice full-on Chinese instructions. So we're not going to go with this. We're going to leave that alone. So next, I'm going to take this thing away here. And we're going to have a closer look at the battery, because all our settings is on this battery. Right, so if we look at this unit up close, you will see that there's your power button right here. So when I press that, the unit will turn on and the little green light is telling me it's ready. Now next to that, I've got a lamp button. So if I press that, you can see the light in the background, and that's your modeling lamp, so you can see where your shadows and where your light is falling on the subject. I'm going to turn that one off. Then we've got a button here called remote. Now we will look at that in a few seconds. We're first going to look at all the other functions. Then you've got a one here that's called audio. So if I turn that on and then I press the button, or I make it like this, I test the flash, you will hear a peep sound. So that's telling me that the flash is ready to shoot again. I can turn the audio off, and then when I flash, there's no sound. You can also turn the LEDs on and get a visual display, or you can have both of them on. You've got a visual display and you've got the audio, the peep sound. Now here's your test button. You press that, flash goes off. Now that's now on its lowest setting. There's a dial that you can turn the power on this thing. So now it's at the lowest setting, and you can see recycling time is pretty quick. Now I can make it brighter. You've got about half power, I guess. And you can see that recycling takes a little bit longer. Here's full power, and it takes a while for the thing to recharge. Not too bad. I'm going to take it back to say around half power. Now, like I said previously, here's your cable that connects your flash head to your battery pack. Here's your fuse, and here's a little cover that you can open up, and this is where you put your charger in. Alright, next to this, here's a sync fitting, and we will use that right now. Just going to get a sync cable quickly. Now when you connect your triggers, always remember to turn off all power. I've turned off the power on the head, or on the battery pack, and I'm going to make sure my cactus is off as well. And then I've got a little hole right there where I can plug in the sync cable. So I'm just going to plug that in there, and then I'm going to plug this in here, and then I'm going to turn the power back on. Just going to let that unit lie there and just turn that on as well. Right, so now when I press the test button, here's a little cactus transmitter. When I press the test button, you can see that the flash goes off every time. So that's one way to sync it. So it's actually the best way to do it, because now I can walk quite a distance away from the battery pack, and every time that I press the shutter, the flash will go off on the battery pack. So it's actually very cool. Now another way to do this, if maybe this cable breaks and the signal's not going through, or there's maybe another reason you're in a studio, or you just want to trigger it with a remote and not with this, then I'm just going to turn everything off again. Power off, take the cable out, let's turn this flash head on, I can go to remote here and I can turn that on. Now that works is every time a flash goes off, this unit will go off as well. So here I've got my my SB-600 and I've got a test button here. And every time I press this test button, you can see that the flash head goes off as well. So when I press this, the flash goes off on my SB-600 and that triggers this thing. So it's got a built-in slave, so every time you press the flash, it also fires your battery pack. Right, so that's basically it for this. It's, like I said, very straightforward to use. So if we look at the specs of this unit, it's pretty tricky since the paper is in full Chinese. So I've went to the Camera World website and here's some specs that's in English, it'll help. Right, so the recycling time of this unit is 3 to 5 seconds. The flashlight power, like I said, is 400 watts. And the modeling lamp power is 55 watts. The flash color temperature is 5200 to 5600 Kelvin. The modeling lamp color temperature is 3200 Kelvin. And the important part of this unit, which I do want to know, like I said, I haven't tested it in the field full on until the battery is dead, or counted the flashes either. It's about 250 to 500 flashes per charge. Now, obviously, that will depend if you've got this unit running at full power, or if you've got this unit running at half power or quarter power. Obviously, that will make a big impact on your battery life. So next, we're going to take this unit outside, and we're going to do a shoot of this, just test to see what's the difference between this, the SB-910, and then afterwards we're going to have a little conclusion where we look at the pics and we can see how much the light changed while using this compared to the SB-910, and we're going to use a softbox as well to see the effect that we can get from that. So let's go have some fun. Now we're going to test the Photon unit outside, and the reason I'm going to also shoot the image with the SB-910 is I want to show you how nice the spread is on this unit. So if you're doing weddings or you're doing shoots outside, sometimes your flash can be a bit limiting and you don't get the best light to do in the daytime with your normal speed lights. Well, these units are very powerful, and because the light is, the head is much larger than your flash, you get a little bit more spread. So I'm going to take 3 full-length images. It's very windy, so what I wanted is I actually wanted to go to the beach and use the softbox and do a nice shoot, but it's very windy, so I'm not even going to try going out with the softbox. The first image that we're going to do is I'm just going to take the image with no flash, so you can see what the ambient light looks like. And as you can see, Genevieve is having a hard time with the wind. Right, so there's our image without any flash attached. Now I'm going to put the cactus transmitter on the camera, test that the photon goes off. There we go. And I'm going to take the exact same image. All right, Genevieve, on 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you look at the image, you'll see that there's a very nice light spread. So the image is lit well from top to bottom. And I've got the unit just over half power. So you can imagine how much stronger I can go with this thing if I go full power on this. Now I'm going to do the exact same shot on the SB-910, which is now the top of the range Nikon Speedlight. Now the speed light is also set on manual to half power. Testing the fires and the flash is going off. Now I'm going to take the exact same shot. Okay, Genevieve on 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you look at this image, you'll see that the spread of the light from the top to the bottom is not that good. So maybe we'll have to put another flash right there just to lift it completely. But with Photon, the exposure is very nice from top to bottom. So let's go look at the image on the computer screen in more detail.
I want to apologize for the poor audio quality outside. Even with my external mic's windshield, the wind was still insane and killing me. Sorry about that. Well, if we look at the 2 images side by side, we can see the Photon has a much better spread of light than the SB-910. The light is even across the entire image, where on the SB-910 the light is basically there where the flash was pointed and goes darker as we move down the image. Now, I really enjoyed testing this unit. The Photon is well built, strong and user-friendly. It is very heavy, which is not a bad thing, so an assistant might be recommended. The carry case is very nice and will help to carry around the unit from location to location. You can purchase lots of extras for this unit like a softbox or barn doors, etc. What I find very disappointing is the fact that an English user's manual is not included. Like, come on, how difficult can it be to have an English user's manual or specs sheet created? It will only complement an already excellent product. Now, durability is something I cannot comment on as this will have to be seen, but for first impressions, I'm very impressed with this unit. For more information or to purchase the Photon 400W unit, you can contact Camera World at the contact details below. Now that's that for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.